Special thanks to all our patrons who support the show every single week. Patrons, you keep the Run, Eat, Drink podcast going, and we're so grateful for all the support you give and the community that you've helped us to build. Not a patron yet? Join us today. Head over to patreon.com/runeatdrinkpodcast or buymeacoffee.com/runeatdrinkpod and subscribe for bonus content, social media shoutouts, and much more. Help support our show by using our Amazon affiliate link anytime you shop on Amazon for running gear, food, beverages, or anything else the little gray trucks might bring your way. Just use runeatdrink.net/Amazon anytime you shop. There's no additional cost. It's just one bonus click to help us keep the lights on and the bandwidth flowing. Go to runeatdrink.net/Amazon. And we thank you for your support.
Hi, I'm Kevin Moroney, Customer Experience Manager for Siesta Key Rum, and you are listening to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast.
Welcome to the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We feature destination races from across the country. And after the race, we take you on a tour of the best local food and beverage to celebrate. So whether you are an elite runner or a back of the packer like us, you'll know the best places to accomplish, explore, and indulge on your next runcation. On today's show, Dana, we welcome Customer Experience Manager Kevin Moroney from Siesta Key Rum.
This is a place that we fell in love with, or at least I did, with what you brought back from when you went and did the 39th annual Run for the Turtles 5K there on Siesta Key Beach.
I did that, and then I went to the tour. So I did the running and then the eating and the drinking in the correct order.
Good. That's
we are
good.
The Run, Eat, Drink podcast. So I did it not before the run. Aren't you proud?
That's very good.
Aren't you proud? Kevin, welcome to our show.
It is great to be on the show today.
Welcome, welcome. We're so happy. We love your rum, and I loved your tour. I'm going to take him up to Sarasota and Siesta Key.
I'm excited. She brought home a bunch of things to sample from Siesta Key Rum, and
I did.
I enjoyed them very much. I got to enjoy all that without doing the running.
You're injured. He says he's injured. And so I guess
The rum helps the injuries.
The more you drink, the less you care.
I brought home medicine. I brought home the best medicine in the world.
There you go.
Medicinal value.
And it was so good. We wanted you to come on and share with our Runcation Nation. That's what we call our community for our podcast, because it's June, July, and August. It's the summer. And in the summer, we have national days. We have important national holidays that we have to speak with you about, which are National Mojito Day. That's our anniversary. And then there's National Rum Day and National Mai Tai Day in August. It's National Mai Tai Day at the end of August. I got it. So we think that your rum would produce the best cocktails to celebrate. It would be the best rum to sip on, and we want to talk all about it with you. Before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about the history behind Siesta Key Rum and how it came to be?
Siesta Key Rum is actually Florida's oldest established craft distillery. We were established in 2007 by Troy Roberts, our owner and founder. And really funny story, before all of this, he was in the software industry. He had developed a couple of different websites for avid sports car enthusiasts. So like different sports car forums, especially like Corvette Forum was his biggest one. When he was in his 40s, he was actually bought out. And I know you're thinking, poor Troy, retired in your 40s in Sarasota, Florida.
Yes, right.
He was enjoying his retirement. He's loving it, but he's watching how it's made on rum while sipping on rum. And you know what it's like when you're watching how it's made on something. You're like, oh, I could probably do that. So he starts thinking, I could probably do that. And he starts making flavored infusions. He's having his friends try it. They are loving it. Of course, they're getting free rum.
Why wouldn't you?
But they told him that he should turn his hobby into a business. Troy went out. He acquired this space in an industrial park. Then he contacted Christian Karl, a German still manufacturer, told them exactly what he wanted for his still setup. They sent over the equipment, showed him how to use it, and he spent the next 2 years perfecting our silver rum.
Ooh, second career, second success. And you have now, Runcation Nation, you can get this not only in Sarasota and Siesta Key. Is that correct?
Yes, not only can you get it in Siesta Key and Sarasota, but you can actually get it in Florida in over 3,000 different locations, whether it be liquor stores, restaurants, bars, and we're also in 34 different states. If you actually just go to our website, siestakeyrum.com, and then click on the Find Rum tab, there's a map. You type your zip code in, and it shows you all the locations near you that carry our product.
Oh,
very nice.
Runcation Nation. There you go.
You got like an app to find it. That's pretty incredible. I was going to throw one of these hard-hitting journalistic questions.
You know how we are very hard-hitting. I sent him the questions in advance.
I was going to ask one off script, and I think he answered it, which was, what sets Siesta Key Rum apart, makes you guys special?
Yeah.
So really what makes us so special is that we are pretty much the only distillery that we're only using real food ingredients. What I mean by that is we use, like, for our toasted coconut rum, instead of using some type of government regulated natural, and I put natural in quotes, flavoring.
Flavoring is a very broad umbrella.
Exactly. Yeah. Literally could be tree bark from a tree in Malaysia that they would chemically alter to make it taste like coconut. But we use real coconut. We don't use any substitutes at all. It is just hundreds of pounds of real toasted coconut flakes. And then we soak that in with our silver rum along with some real honey and real vanilla. Same with our spices, real spices. Same with our coffee rum, real coffee.
That's fantastic. All right, that's as hard hitting as this journalism gets, I promise.
How did you come to work at Siesta Key Rum? How long have you been there?
So I've actually been at Siesta Key Rum for my entire life. I'm Troy's stepson. So
it's a family thing.
Yep, exactly. My mom and Troy were high school sweethearts. After high school was done, they both went their separate ways. And then they found each other again at similar points in their lives. He had his own boys, and then my mom had me and my brother. They came together, and then we just became one big family. And I've seen Siesta Key Rum grow from basically being that industrial warehouse where he had a couch in there, the still setup, and no air conditioning, to a thriving distillery. It's been amazing.
Yes.
Troy did not want to give me a full position right away.
Oh.
He had me go through a temp agency to get hired into the bottling line because he wanted to see what my work ethic was, see how well I worked at the distillery, how much I cared about it, and eventually put me on as an actual bottling employee. So I did that for a few years. Then I got moved into our tasting room. Then I started giving our tours, and soon enough, he had me rewrite the entire tour. I go on the news for the distillery now. I do the events. I absolutely love it. It's amazing.
And you came in from the ground up and just earned your way. And it's a family affair. That's so great. And I love how their high school sweethearts reconnected. We have a similar story, so to speak.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we've talked about your history. How are you as an employee? You're stellar, it seems. 5 out of 5 stars. What's your favorite job to do at the distillery or for Siesta Key Rum? Since you sound like you have a lot of hats now.
So my favorite job to do at the distillery actually is giving the tours. I absolutely love being in front of all of those people and explaining the process. My favorite part of the tour has to be the production aspect of it because it's so cool to talk about the chemistry behind everything, see people's looks of, oh my gosh, I had no idea that that's how that worked. That's how that was made. And we always get some really cool, fun questions on the tour too, which are tons of fun to answer. And if I don't know the answer, I just make up the answer, and that's always fun.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
I know you guys have partnered with other companies in the past. Talk about some of those partnerships and special series that you've bottled, and what are some things people might want to be on the lookout for potentially?
Yeah, of course. Since our beginning, we've always done these special series to give back to the community. And that all started with our Moat Marine Sea Life labels, which some longtime fans probably remember. We had a sea turtle, a blackfin shark, we had a manatee, and we had a bottlenose dolphin. And with that, we would give a portion of the proceeds from each one of those labels sold to that specific animal's habitat at Moat Marine. Eventually, we moved away from that when we were doing our new bottle designs, and we wanted to give to a more lesser known charity. We started doing our Scooter of the Beach labels as part of our local label series. Scooter of the Beach is a huge celebrity here in Sarasota. A lot of people call him the ambassador of Siesta Key Beach. He's been in that same lifeguard tower for around 30 years. Wow. He is absolutely amazing. We put him on that label to also raise awareness for Sarasota Baywatch, an organization that puts live clams into the ocean to help filter the water. Every single one of those Scooter of the Beach labels we sell, we give $1 from every bottle sold to Sarasota Baywatch. You're doing that. We were able to donate over $2,000 to them, which was absolutely amazing. And we're still planning on continuing doing that for years to come. We also do our Baihai Hut label, where we celebrate the Baihai Hut. It's Florida's oldest tiki bar. It was built in 1954. So, of course, we have to celebrate that. We don't have any labels of that available right now. One of our next anniversaries, we might do another run of that, but we'll see. And then there's also the Midnight Pass label that we had done. And that was to give a portion of the proceeds to the restoration of Midnight Pass.
Nice.
Very nice.
The Baihai Hut also has something to do with your distillery and the bar there.
Infinity Room?
Yes, the Infinity Room. When I saw Infinity Room on your website, we're like comic book people. We're like comic book nerds. And we were like, oh, Infinity, like the Infinity Gauntlet, like Avengers. But that is not it.
No, I'm
slightly
so
different
happy
theme.
you said that, because I think about that all the time and nobody knows what I'm talking about.
We got you.
Thank you.
What is that all about? How did it come to?
So the Infinity Room was originally where our bottling line was set up, and we would bring people in there. Then we would show them how our bottling line worked. We wound up expanding more. We were producing more and more bottles. So we had to move our bottling line into the back where we had more space. And we were like, what do we do with this empty room? And Troy's always had the dream of also having a bar. One day, he gets contacted by the owner of the Baihai Hut. He's like, hey, we're going to be doing some renovations. We're actually going to be throwing out our original bar. Would you want it? And Troy's been drinking there since he was 17. So, of course, he wanted to grab this bar. So he takes the bar, him and his dad restore it, and we install it into what used to be our bottling room. We wanted to also have some type of centerpiece that really drew people in. They could look at this and be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So my mom actually designed this infinity mirror. We have a regular mirror and then a one-way mirror that you're looking through. In between those two mirrors, we have cut in half barrels on either side of the room. So it just looks like we have this whole hall of barrels going down infinitely.
That was not real.
There's only 9.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you have to come see it.
Yeah, it sounds like a cool effect.
You must.
I love it.
Now I understand. And maybe that's my new appreciation for the Infinity Room.
Yeah.
Now. I get it. The infinity, the experience.
And after you've had some rum, the effect is even more powerful.
Probably. I thought there were many.
As we've traveled the country, we've gone to various breweries, distilleries, and the like. An established brewery has a flagship or particular label that keeps the lights on. Or Siesta Key, what's your flagship? What's the one that keeps your lights on and the taps flowing?
What's our most popular rum? That would definitely be our toasted coconut. None of the other rums even come close to it when it comes to sales. In fact, when we first released it, it was the only one that had this massively effective initial release, whereas the others we had to start gaining credibility with so we could start selling to people who weren't just locals. But the toasted coconut rum, we had over 200 people lined up outside of our doors the first day it was coming out, and we thought like we were going to get like 40 people who were just like our neighbors and people from Sarasota. But no, people were flying in when they got the announcement that we were doing a toasted coconut rum. Ooh. And to this, it's still our most popular. It's the rum that we sell in every single liquor store that we sell to outside of Florida, and they still sell out of it routinely.
Wow. Oh, so it's not the silver that you have in 35 states. It's the coconut?
It's the toasted coconut because it's our big seller.
And do you distribute any other varieties to other states? Just the toasted coconut?
We do distribute other varieties of our rums to other states. Most states will have a Total Wine and More. And that's actually how we started getting our distribution, was we joined their Spirit Select program. So they were the people who were able to get us into most of the states that we were in, and they would do our toasted coconut, but then they would also do our spiced rum because everybody loves a spiced rum. And yeah, unless it brings back your bad college memories.
Maybe, but it doesn't for me. I could tell you 100%.
There are some people out there. You're absolutely right.
Feel that pain. But the toasted coconut is the most popular, and we have a local favorite here in Cape Coral. We have Wicked Dolphin, and they make a coconut rum. Have you ever tried that?
So we initially thought about a coconut rum. The issue with when you're using these real food ingredients is if you're just using coconut on its own, you're not going to get too much of a flavor. It's the toasting of those coconut flakes that really releases that flavor.
Your product is so unique because of that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And they go all out with this toasting too. You can just smell the coconut from these boxes. It is absolutely incredible. And they taste so good on their own. Grab a cup, scoop some out, and snack on that while we're getting the toasted coconut rum ready. It releases so much flavor. You get that caramelization with it as well, which is so nice. It takes away any need to add in any type of flavoring or sweetener.
Toasted coconut.
And that's why those two products, we do love our local distillery.
Of course,
They're
it's just different.
They are two very different tasting rums. And I prefer the toasted better.
Do you really?
I do.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. We're having the hot take right here. That's a question I haven't asked him. We have some Wicked Dolphin coconut in there, but we have no more toasted coconut. So now I understand.
There's a reason. I'm also a big fan. As you can see, we're both having coffee this morning. I'm a huge fan of the coffee rum. Now, you said you're using real food, whole food. And so that means coffee grounds are going into rum and steeping. Is it that simple?
Exactly. It's real Colombian coffee beans. We send them to another industrial park. They have them roasted and ground locally, and then they send those over to us. Once we get those bags in, the entire distillery smells like coffee, which is awesome. We have a giant French press machine, like the French press you would have at home, but on a huge, comically large scale. We press our silver rum through those roasted Colombian coffee beans, leading to our 70 proof coffee, which I tell people is the preferred drink of teachers everywhere.
Oh, it's a hot take now that we're out for summer break, folks.
That's awesome.
I can tell you that it is the preferred rum to have in your coffee all the time.
There might be some happening right there with what little we had left over.
Okay, so what was your favorite limited series that you have done?
Favorite limited series that we had ever done. My personal favorite was our gold rum, which we discontinued in
Oh,
2019. This
no.
was our silver rum, originally aged in whiskey barrels. In our last few batches, it was moved from the whiskey barrels into ruby port wine barrels. It was my
Interesting.
favorite thing in the
Different.
world. We don't do that anymore, but right now at the distillery, we have our 1844 edition port cask finish silver rum. This is 3 Caribbean rums aged in bourbon barrels for 5 to 8 years. It's a Dominican, Panamanian, and Nicaraguan rum. They're aged in those bourbon barrels for 5 to 8 years, then moved into ruby port wine barrels with our silver rum for 5 more years. We did 1,500 bottles and sold over 800. It was going very fast. We only sell it at our distillery right now.
Oh,
That sounds
no.
really interesting.
Yeah.
That's the
Have you had a
closest
chance
thing
to
the
taste
gold.
it?
I have 3 bottles already. It's so good.
Okay.
When we travel, 90 minutes, then we will have to get some of that if it's left. You said there are limited number of bottles.
Only 700 bottles left.
Get up
I
there.
will say the fan favorite would probably be our beer barrel series. Since we're only using real food ingredients, we can't release a bunch of different rums. This gives us a way to do that because we're always getting different flavored beers from different breweries. They send us those barrels that have that flavor in them. We age our spiced rum in those barrels and pick up on whatever flavor was in that barrel. So we've had a milk stout that tasted like spiked hot chocolate. We had a chocolate pepper release. And my favorite of that series was probably our s'mores barrel. And that was an imperial sweet stout from Arcane Aleworks that was finished with graham cracker, marshmallow, and roasted cacao nibs locally sourced from Florida. And we also have batch 47 coming out June 14th, just in time for Father's Day.
That's a week right now. What is this one that is going to be on the 14th?
I can't give you too much information about it because we are going to be doing a post about it, and I don't want to give information away prematurely. This is a new beer barrel we're doing with our spiced rum, and it's going to come out June 14th. We open at 10 o'clock, so I recommend getting there at about 9 because we normally have a little over 100 people at our door before we're even open. Once it's gone, it is gone for good. They normally sell out within a few hours.
How many bottles?
How many bottles for this one? One is, I believe, 230, but don't quote me on that.
Somewhere over 200.
Yep.
So, and
ballpark.
And you cannot tell us which brewery. No,
yeah, because
not
we're
yet.
going to do a whole post on it.
Okay, I can't wait.
But the Runcation Nation now has the inside scoop. They need to keep their eyes open for that.
You've mentioned your spiced rum on a couple of occasions, and I'm really sad now that we didn't get to try the S'mores Limited series. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I like spiced rum. What sets you guys apart from one of the big bottle distilleries that makes a very popular spiced rum that some people have had bad college experiences with?
So the thing that really sets us apart is the use of only real spices. We're using cinnamon, cardamom, and clove. It really tastes like you're drinking those spices instead of having something that like, oh, this is really sweet. And then, yeah, I guess I get some type of allspice flavor to it. It really is just that use of real spices. In fact, we won the Caribbean Journal's Rummy Award 6 years in a row because of our signature spice blend. They said that not only are we the best spiced rum in America, but we might even be better than any in the Caribbean too.
I'll say your spice blend is really unique. So many times, especially again, from those big distilleries that probably spill more than you guys ship. They just taste like they grabbed some of the McCormick
ground,
not even spices though, just like a little bit of vanilla extract and call it a day. And yours, cardamom, is a really strong spice to use, and you use it judiciously. And then some of the others that you were talking about that blend so nicely.
Reminds me of a mulled wine spice. That's that we would make at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's delightful. It's so good. Now that you have do you have a limited edition going on now, or with that and like an anniversary one? Did I remember that right from my visit there?
We do have a limited spice that is available right now. That is our Distiller's Reserve. This comes out once a year. It's our spiced rum aged in used whiskey and bourbon barrels. And the blend of barrels we used for this one was Maker's Mark, Heaven Hill, Angel's Envy, Bullet, Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Old Elk, and Kentucky Owl.
People have heard of?
It's good. That's
Wow.
So the way we're blending this is also super unique. We're doing a Solera blend method. We have our bottom row of barrels aging our spiced rum for the longest. Once we're ready to release the batch, we take a percentage out of those barrels and refill them with the next row above, refill those barrels with the top row, and refill that top row with new rum. If we keep doing this process properly, 100 years from now, when Troy's great grandkids finally take over the distillery, we're still going to have nuanced traces of the original first batch of the Distiller's Reserve. And another really cool thing about this is that since we're using real spices, it's so important to our product. Because we use those real spices, they don't evaporate out of the barrels like you would find with other aged spiced rums. So the cardamom and clove continue to become even more intense and mature as they age along with the rum.
See, I think that's smart.
I should have brought some home to you.
We still have time to get some.
We do. I think that your point about using real food ingredients really can't be stressed enough.
Yeah.
We've talked about it on the show numerous times. A lot of brewers will use
In beer.
though, some ingredients are just very difficult to brew with. When you're wanting to add flavoring to a beer, they'll take the shortcut and use an extract, which especially for me, peanut flavored, the flavoring is chemically and not very good. It comes through in the product.
It does. So I think that stressing that is your unique point and sets you all apart is just 100%. We can hear that through all of the history and all of the specific types of rum that you've been talking about that you produce at Siesta Key. I might have had a couple of different ones in a Mai Tai.
I was going to say, she talked about the Mai Tai. She bought ingredients for the Mai Tai.
I did.
What rums are you including in that, and what makes it so good? Because I'm a big fan of the Mai Tai as part of cocktail history.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So our Mai Tai is made with majority our spiced rum. And then we also add in some of our toasted coconut rum. We use pineapple juice, orange juice. Then Orgeat, we use the Lieber & Co. brand of Orgeat because it's the one that we found that doesn't give you that chemical taste that you find with a lot of different almond syrups. And then we just use a little bit of grenadine for coloring.
Okay, I might have brought home the Orgeat.
She did.
It's available there. You can buy it. But I'm sure you could buy it elsewhere too. Runcation Niche. It's all good.
Links in the show notes.
Yeah.
We have the breakdown of pretty much all of our recipes, even the ones in our bar, on our website. So you can make all of those drinks at home.
So we are the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. And so we could not let you get away without talking about how your rum might pair with foods. From all your recipes online or from your rums that you would pair with specific courses, what would be the ideal meal experience?
Ideal meal experience.
What would you pair together with? Would it be some local food that you might pair with, or is it a type of food that you would recommend with one of your cocktails that you referred to on your website? What do you think?
Can we include some of our limited products?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. This is
you got to start off your morning with breakfast, right? So I would recommend some nice pancakes and then a bottle of our maple syrup spiced rum, which is our spiced rum aged in maple syrup barrels that we release in either November or December. We have our release coming up this year. That'll be batch 3. And I would recommend having some of that in a glass, as well as pouring a little bit of it over your pancakes.
I was going to say, a little on the pancakes. Would you call that a sipping rum?
I would definitely call that a sipping rum. Most of our rums, in fact, all of our rums, we advertise as sipping rums. Of course, they do go great being mixed in things because of those real food ingredients. They're not going to have that harsh bite when you mix them. So that's what makes them dangerously fun.
I don't think a thing you brought back had any harsh bite or burn.
It didn't.
This is dangerous.
You could sip it. And you know how with scotch sometimes you need ice to open up the...
Or so just a little water.
Or just a little water so it's not as peaty maybe and intolerable, depending on which ones you've got. You don't need that here. I really feel like you don't. Chill it if you want, but you don't. It's fantastic.
That's the first course.
Oh, so the first course is like breakfast.
First course.
Yes.
Yep.
Second course.
I would do like nice lunch.
Oh.
I forgot what I was going to do.
Don't worry. We have the magic of editing.
Exactly.
We do.
The magic of editing.
So we'll fix it in post.
I like to have a little bit of dessert before I have dinner.
Ooh.
So I would do a key lime pie, and then I would also make our key lime pie cocktail that we have on our website, which is our toasted coconut rum, some silver rum that had some key lime juice soaking in it. You mix that together. You're going to add a little more key lime syrup. You'll do a graham cracker rim on your glass, do some whipped cream, and add a slice of lime on top of it. And you can't go wrong with key lime, especially here in Florida.
Some got in a martini glass for some reason. That just sounds like that would be killer.
Yep.
Oh my
Key lime pie martini.
Yes. Would be great. Wow. Okay. So we have a breakfast. We have a dessert.
In the middle. And then I like to finish off savory. I love savory more than sweet. So
Me too.
I would do a nice steak and an old fashioned with our Distiller's Reserve.
Talk about the flavor notes on the Distiller's Reserve for everyone.
So the flavor notes you're getting on that Distiller's Reserve is a little more intense cardamom and clove, but you're also getting that charred oaky flavor from the inside of the barrel, which just continues to become more intense as we age it further. This one was aged from 4 to 15 years. So you're really getting an intense taste of all of those flavors. And something that's really nice with our old fashioned recipe is it involves us taking the rum and then soaking a whole orange peel in there for a few hours beforehand. So you got to do some prep time on this. Taking a little Amarena cherry syrup, putting that in there with it, taking some Angostura bitters, putting them in there, about, I would say, 4 to 6 dashes for one, and then a few dashes of some orange bitters because you really want that nice citrusy flavor. And then I would add those Amarena cherries themselves, put about 2 in there, with just a nice big circle ice.
Oh,
I love that.
Oh, like a big cube. Yes.
Big cube of ice.
Big circular.
It doesn't get all melted. That sounds fantastic. And
So good.
if you have never tried a rum old fashioned, it's a really unique twist on the cocktail. And I think that rum in particular sounds like it would just be a wonderful sipper. That'd be fantastic.
Now, everybody has got to be wanting to go out and find you. So say again for everybody, now that we have talked all about the highlights of your rum, where can they find you, learn more about you, and where can they find the product?
So you can learn more about us and find where you can purchase our product by going to siestakeyrum.com. We have tabs all over our website for all of your different needs, whether it be recipes, where you can find our rum, a little bit of history, awards we've won, and descriptions of our bottles. If you want to find out when we have different limited releases, you can sign up on our email list at the bottom of our website where it says subscribe, or you can go to our Facebook or Instagram. The place where you're going to get the most information is by going to siestakeyrum.com.
Excellent.
And we will link to your website in the show notes, as well as your social media and some of the recipes that we've talked about too. Kevin, we want to thank you for taking time to join us here on the Run Eat Drink podcast. It's been absolutely fantastic having you here.
It's been wonderful to be here.
I am so glad that I went up there to do the Turtle 5K that was actually on Siesta Key Beach, and it was the 39th annual. So I'm telling the Runcation Nation that the perfect day would be the perfect runcation. First, you do the 40th annual Run for the Turtles on the beach, and then you get some great local seafood, and then you do the tour and have all of the things that we have been talking about on the show today. I was with some people who were local to Siesta Key in Sarasota, and they said that at the Baihai, there's also a hotel.
Golden Host Resort.
Yes. So you can have the perfect runcation, and I will come and do it with you. Dana, are you in?
Sounds good to me.
Yes. So everybody, let us know when you're coming and we will plan the perfect runcations. It's perfect to celebrate any kind of accomplishment. And Kevin, we really hope to get back up there very soon for the Turtle 5K or sooner for the special releases. We can't wait to accomplish, explore, and indulge with you really soon.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you guys there.
That's a wrap. So thank you for joining us on your long run, your commute to work, around the house, wherever you are. I'm your host, Amy.
And I'm your co-host, Dana.
Stay safe and well, and we will accomplish, explore, and indulge with you really soon. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Run, Eat, Drink podcast. We're having another great year thanks to your support. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We're at Run, Eat, Drink Podcast. And on Twitter, we're Run, Eat, Drink Pod. You can also give us a call at 941-677-2733 or send us an email at info@runeatdrink.net. Visit our website at runeatdrink.net and click on the subscribe link so you don't miss a minute. Find out how you can support the show at patreon.com/runeatdrinkpodcast. Accomplish, explore, and indulge right along with us. We'll talk to you next time.